Hi everyone. I want to do a journey. I want to walk the earth with myself, my spiritual self, and I want to walk through the different parts of the world and gather other spiritual people to heal the consciousness of the pain of the world, because right now there's so much. I think what I'm really trying to say is that I want to heal the segregation that's being formed by governments, by organizations, by different people that feel that they're better than others, so they have to put themselves in a higher category. I think it's important to break the barriers of this segregation that's happening, because it's becoming louder and louder and louder. Segregation is so destructive. It's one of the worst things that we could be doing in this world. Instead of bringing everybody closer together, we're separating ourselves into groups, trying to bunker down and to get through this turmoil in the world. But all it's doing is creating more separation, more hatred, more conflicts that has not completely erupted yet. But when it does, it will dismantle everything that we know. It's extremely dangerous at the levels that we are right now. Being distracted by a bald eagle flying really close. It's interesting. Sorry. Not too often you see a bald eagle fly like a couple of feet above bushes looking down at the ground. Anyway, so maybe it's a sign that we could walk with the eagle above us as well. So maybe we can, I'm going to walk the world gathering people that wish to help in this healing today. And we'll have the eagle flying above our heads, looking down. And they're also going to be part of the healing as well. So I'm just going to jump right into this journey. And I'm going to start off in the Yukon. And I'm going to walk across Canada, across the United States, down through Central America, Mexico, Central America, South America, and then up through Africa and Europe and across Russia and down and through Asia and over to, down through Asia into India and to Australia and New Zealand. And back to just wherever we need to be at that point to do the healing, because at that point we could go anywhere in the world. So as I'm actually walking, I'm putting my hands out and sending energy outwards, and as I walk, I'm also grounding myself to the earth. So every walk, my roots grow deeper into the earth, and it stretches all across everywhere I'm going, so I can ground myself to all parts of the world. So no matter where you go, you're grounded in a really deep way. So every step, the roots grow deeper, and I become more balanced, and the energy coming from my hands are basically facing at this time north and south, but they're going to face in every direction, and they're sending energy outward across the world. And what it's doing is it's asking for souls to join my walk across the world, to gather people to have this extraordinary healing that's going to happen. It's interestingly enough, as I'm walking, I have a group of children that run up to me, and they put like they go all around. They're really short. They're only like 2 or 3 years old, but they're wanting to join me. And I noticed that this call is reaching many, many, many children across the world. Children are extraordinary healers. I don't think people realize that. They can help you get out of the most stuck situations that you could ever be in. because they're still connected very close to the universe, to source, and they haven't forgotten that connection yet. As we grow older, we in a way we cause our children to lose touch with their source, connection to source, which is in its own way sad, because we should be encouraging that connection and growing and helping and nurturing that connection. And as I'm walking, I have an old man walk up in front of me, and he stands there, and all the children run over and help him. They actually grow a little bit taller so they can grab his hands and help him walk. And this old man looks to be about 90 some years old, and he has a staff and he walks slowly, so we just walk slower with him. Do you ever notice that when you have an old person walking across the road, that they're walking and they're slower, but they're still walking? And that's extraordinary in itself, because it's very easy just to stop walking. And people look at you as a nuisance because you take too long. But the children see the difficulties that this old man is having. Instead of actually saying bad things to the man, they actually take his hand and walk with him and help him walk, support him. And there's a young man as well that walks over, and he actually takes the man's hands and puts his arm around puts the old man's arm around his neck and helps support him so he can continue to walk with him. And then I see people from all over Canada come and walk, and all different age groups, and we're all walking across Canada. As we do, we're all put our hands outward, creating loving energy that comes out the left and right hand. And every time we walk, we're creating roots that go deep into the earth, that are waking the spirits of the earth up. And this is interesting, because the more we walk, the farther we walk, the more spirits come. But also, the earth itself is noticing this. And it is starting to stir underneath our feet. It hasn't revealed itself yet, but they're actually there, and it's quite extraordinary. And we continue the walk, and we go through the states, and again, more and more and more people start, and we've got thousands and thousands of people walking with us. And we go across the United States, and when we come across the desert, there's an old First Nation man standing here, and he's standing about 30 feet tall. And as we get closer, he shrinks down to the size of a normal man. And he claps his hands, and all of a sudden there's a whole shitload of buffalo appear, and with warriors riding on the buffalo. And he is on a white buffalo, and he is riding. And he puts his spear high in the air, and he continues the march with us. And we walk all the way across the United States and down into Mexico. And when we come into Mexico, we see all this group of people that are runners, that are bare feet, that run with us. And it's it's becoming extraordinary, because there's so many spirits. But the cool thing about spirits is some of them are higher up, some of them are they're just all different age groups, and they're all moving in unison together. And we're putting a massive amount of energy out to the world now. And again, the earth is stirring underneath our feet. And as we continue down, we get more and more and more people approaching us and asking if they could join us. And we just welcome them with open hands. There's no judgment here. It is all about healing the world and healing the energies of the world that are out of balance. We continue to walk down through all through Central America, and there's a bunch of, looks like you could say that they're Mayans or Aztecs coming and joining us as well. They're old spirits that have been here for a very long time. There's one that stands across a river, and it basically creates a wall of, not of fire, but of water. And as we walk, the water isn't not there to stop us, it's to cleanse us. And this old spirit, it cleanses us with the water. And as we walk through, we become brighter. And all the difficulties of life are washed away. Anything we're holding on to is washed away, and we come out the other side much brighter and stronger and more beautiful. And we continue all through South America, and more people come. It's becoming, there's a lot of people from South America that are joining us on this walk. We even walk across Antarctica, and there's one spirit in Antarctica that has a white, it's like a polar bear outfit, but it's not a polar bear, it's just white fur. No, it's not fur. It's her skin itself is white, and she's a female, and she's pure white, and her eyes are blue, and her hair is white. It looks like she was wearing furs, but she's wearing no clothes at all. Her hair is very long, and she's standing there, and her lips are blue, and she does have a slight bluish tinge to her skin. And she, again, there's like a vortex that appears, and everyone that walks across Antarctica is cleansed from the land of the snow and ice. And there's something extraordinary about this. And she also joins us, and we continue the walk up to Africa. When we hit Africa, there's so much pain and suffering here. And there is people walking with dead bodies in their hands, and are crying. And all of us glow really bright, and we send energy into these beings, and the person that has died, it comes awake and picks the other person up instead, and then carries them. And this is part of the message as well, as all the death and suffering that has happened here is reversed, and the people that have died are now picking the people up that are alive, that are sad, that are suffering. And we continue to walk, and there's millions of us now walking up into Europe. And again, in the Middle East as well, because we're covering such a big area now, that it's unbelievable amount of suffering. And this is different though. The souls are coming up from the earth, and the earth itself is becoming a form, like the spirit of the earth. And now we're all walking on the backs of this massive being. And like she raises us up above the ground itself, and the spirits now are all walking on her arms or back. It's like she stretches out for thousands of miles, and it's like a wave in a way of energy that we're walking on. But this wave of energy is also bringing more and more spirits awaken to do this. And this wave of energy goes across all Europe, all Asia, not Asia, Middle East, and up into Russia. And we walk across Russia and across through the central parts of the continent, and we keep going across and down through Asia. It's the same thing. There's so much suffering, and all the souls of the dead are rising to walk with us, and even souls of the living. There was one child I see that is standing on top of a mountaintop, and it's like a little boy. He's not much older than 6, I would say, maybe 7, and he stands with a red robe, and he stands there. He's bald, he has no hair, and he's standing there so ridiculously strong that he's as strong as the mountain itself. But he's also much older than he looks. This is just a representation of spirit. And he has this staff that's in the ground that is pulling energy up into the staff. And he starts spinning the staff, and the staff itself becomes pure energy. And again, the mountains themselves become spirits, and they start to walk. And then all of these, like, there's thousands and thousands of monks that are on the backs of the mountains that are now walking like giants. And we're walking across into India and down through India. And I see thousands of elephants and people riding elephants. And it just goes on and on and on. There's so many spirits, it's hard to begin. It's hard to even know where one is at. But it's just so extraordinary to see the whole world coming together with so much diversity. As we cross the oceans, there's whales, there's the animal spirits of the ocean are joining with us. And then the animal spirits of all the world are joining with us. The sky is full of animals that fly. The oceans are full of animals that swim. But they're swimming in the air itself. We come through Australia and back in through New Zealand. And we're standing in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. And there's something here, ancient, very ancient here. I don't know what it is, but there's something stirring within the earth itself. And it comes up, and it's an obelisk that's about thousands of feet tall. And it's like it opens up into a platform that we all stand on. And it expands till every soul is able to stand on this. And it's almost the size of the Pacific Ocean itself when it's done. And we're all here together, and we all hold hands, and we all start to vibrate, actually. A frequency. It starts off very low and starts to rise, and then it falls, and it rises, and it falls, and it creates a pulsating energy that goes into the earth itself. And this platform rises higher and higher and higher and higher until we're standing in space looking down at the earth. And this platform goes all the way around the earth itself. And we all spread out across the earth, and there's still spirits that are waking up and coming and joining us. And we all have a song of love, of pure love energy that it's hitting every part of the earth. And it's making people remember the importance of working together, of all the diversity of all throughout history is coming together to work together, to show the world that the importance of being one, the importance of love, the importance of family, the importance of friendship, the importance of friendship. There's silence for a second, and there's a beautiful ball of light that is coming up from the center of the world. And it's the essence of Mother Earth herself. And she rises above everyone. And you can see the energy of the feminine inside of this orb. And you just feel, as she rises up above us, you can feel the energy right into the core of your heart. And she starts to sing. Unbelievably beautiful song. And it's so pretty. And everyone starts to, I don't know how to say, we vibrate to the frequency of the song itself. And the song becomes part of us, and we end up sending this into the earth. Everywhere. There's a ball of energy, not a ball, there's a pillar of energy from every single soul that goes into the earth itself. And there's a stirring and a moaning that's happening, and there's a cry. There's many releases here, cracking, but there's so many souls that are in suffering and pain that are I don't know how they're not really they're kind of resisting, but at the same time they're not able to resist, and it creates a pain inside themselves. But it's really important that they start to feel this energy that they've forgotten for so long, that they rejected, they turned their backs, they walked away. And now this is going through every core of their mind, body, and soul. And there's a silence. And when this silence stops, when the singing stops, these dark souls look up and start to cry. They want more. They need more. They do not want to go back into the darks and the depths and forget what this beautiful sound was. Yes, it hurts, but it is so necessary. And the ones that receive it, that want to change, start to rise up. And Mother Earth sends an energy into their hearts of every one of them. And again, we start to vibrate, and it sends pulses of energy down. And hands that pick up these souls and bring them to where we're at, and they start to glow like we do. There is an energy barrier that when they go through it, all the parts that they no longer need, it transforms into light. And when they come and join us, they're as bright as we are. And they're so happy. And this is happening all over the world. There's still barriers of darkness that refuse to see, refuse to hear. Sayonara Kiente. They will learn in time. Sayonara Hirohayana. Asayan no Kai Hoso. The ones that wish to receive have received it. Nakoyen Monai Satayo Sanan. Mother Earth goes back into the ground, and the things become silent, and the souls go back into the earth. Hiyaman Tasaki. Well, that was a journey. It's pretty extraordinary. And it's important we do this type of work on a regular basis, because the souls that will receive and want to receive need to have that help in order to rebalance themselves, to come back into the light. Remember that. We all have the power to do exactly what I just did, but you have to be willing to do it. Thank you very much, everyone. And if you wish to do a session with me, you can visit my Amun Ross The Awakening page. It's AmunRossTheAwakening.com. And you wish to view my Northern Lights, it's JosephBradleyAuroras.com and YukonSkies.com. Thank you very much, everyone, and have a beautiful day.